Hi everyone and welcome. This is George Swift from Bigger, Brighter, Bolder, the Mindset for Success. And in this video blog, I wanted to take just a few minutes of your time to discuss the concept of fear. So in my previous lives, I dealt with a lot of people in terms of fear. So it would be anger issues, violence issues, but I used to deal with obviously victims as well of violent crime. And I used to deal with people who had lots of confidence issues, i.e. they have lots of heightened fears. Now, not so much today is it all around fear for me, but actually it's around all emotional responses that we have, and obviously ultimately it's about getting entrepreneurs into their success and getting entrepreneurs the experience they want out of life. But actually fear is still probably the number one experience that's holding you back in life. It's going to be the number one experience that it's not giving you a good experience, if that makes sense. You can't have fear, chemistry going on in this body, and have a good time at the same time. You think you can sometimes if you go, for example, on a roller coaster and you think, I'm scared and I'm so happy to be scared. You're not. It's kind of a mixed bag, that one, okay? You're kind of excited because of the fear, because you ultimately you know you're safe. Does that make sense? If you really believed the roller coaster was going to kill you or come off the rails, trust me, you'd have a very different experience. So when we're talking about fear, what we're talking about is a chemistry set. And I used to have a saying that I used to give to every one of my clients when I used to coach on confidence and around fear, which was, it's just chemicals. In fact, I used to say, it's just chemicals, to make sure it's stuck in their head. It's not real. Now, I don't like that phrase, by the way. You know, false evidence appearing real. It's a bit passé for me. It's just chemicals is much more hard-hitting for me. And it's actually true. It's what it is. It's not about false evidence appearing real. Sometimes, actually, it's real stuff that is scary. But the reason you're getting a fear response is because unconsciously, you are perceiving something to be a physical threat, and an imminent physical threat. Now, if you're not literally about to get physically harmed, I'm telling you now, you're misappropriating the chemistry that is fear. We'd be much better off with a different chemistry set. So if you've got a problem in your business, say financial problem, you're going to probably have some anxiety, worry, fear about that. Now, fear isn't necessarily the right chemistry for the action we want to take. What does fear do? Well, you've heard this before, right? It's the fight, flight, freeze kind of reaction. So if we're fighting or flighting or freezing, we're not really probably tackling the problem the way we should, which is probably to be more creative, to be more problem solving. Does it make sense? Quite often the fear response gives us very short-term solutions, i.e. I'll run away and hide and pretend it doesn't exist so that I can get away from the imminent pain of having to deal with my financial situation, or I'll go out there and attack it and I'll fight it, or I'll just freeze in place. None of which are really going to solve your problem. So when you're thinking about fear, I want you to be thinking about it's just chemicals. It's a chemical reaction that was born into us from millions of years of evolution in order to keep us physically safe. It then got misappropriated by evolution to encompass all kinds of different safety, not just physical threats, but emotional threats. Does this make sense? So things that aren't actually going to harm us per se, but things that the evolution or unconscious mind needs to keep us away from in order to keep us safe. So in other words, anything that could cause us any kind of harm, whether it's real or unreal, kind of got this fear response attached to it. Brilliant. Shortcut, we've got a fear response, apply it to everything. The truth is, it's only there to keep us physically safe. So if you're not in a physical threat scenario, then I'm telling you now, you're not going to be taking the right action under fear. Fight, flight, freeze is rarely, if ever, going to be the right result or the right chemistry to give you the right actions, to take the right actions in order to solve this problem. So, what can you do about it? Really simple. You get a fear response, you say, right, am I actually going to die or get harmed here? You're going to say no, trust me. Even if you say, oh no, but my money's hard and I might actually get kicked out of my house and then I'm going to get cold and die in there. No. You're playing tricks with yourself. Are you immediately at any real physical risk? If you are, then by all means, have a fear response and take those actions because they're a good one. If someone's going to harm you, run away from them. Really good. I just teach self-defense. Running away, always a really good option. If you can't run away, fighting, really good option. Freeze, not so good option. Playing dead, okay? It doesn't work that often. But in a business scenario especially, but in life, rarely do we need to have the fear response. So if you're not immediately in the face of real physical threat, then just say to yourself, it's just chemicals. It's not real. I'm doing my head in. I'm having this experience. I'm not getting any harm, not physical harm. Therefore, I need something else. It gives you a foot in the door, and then we can start winding it back a little bit. Because once the fear's gone, the horses are bolted, we're kind of in that fight, flight, freeze mentality. You know what I'm on about, okay? What we want to do is get the foot in the door and say, okay, what can I do now that's different? Does that make sense? Your chances are you don't need to take an immediate action. The chances are you could take a deep breath, go and have a cup of tea, you can probably hit the gym, try and get that chemistry out of your system for a while, go and do some meditation, whatever it might be, and then come back to it and think creatively for a better solution than the fight, flight, or freeze. I could talk all day around this, and I'll probably mention this tons and tons of times in these video blogs. But I hope that helps, and until next time, be successful.